Hello and welcome everybody, and also to our viewers on the stream. This is the main press conference before the 62nd Ostrava Golden Spike Meet, World Athletics Continental Tour Gold meeting. We have this year 5 world record holders competing and 1 world record holder as a meeting director. We also have 6 world leaders and about 30 Olympic medalists. We have maybe 700 tickets left. So, and these are our first guests from the hurdles world. I'm very happy to welcome here the Olympic champion, Jasmine Camacho Quinn from Puerto Rico, and the world record holder and world champion, Toby Amusan from Nigeria. And also our meeting director, Jan Železny, is the man who is the world record holder not competing, and I want to kindly ask him to give your bips to you. Jan, please, if you can hand over the starting bips, štartové čísla pre obe dámy. Nech sa páči. So if you can take it, nice photos. It was a long travel, of course, for both of them, and we are very happy to have them here. As you know, Ostrava was the first meet in Europe which started with the names on the bips in 2003, and we continue with that. So, to start with Jasmine, so far you have a great season, all races won, world leading time. So what are your expectations for this short European trip you have now?
I mean, I just want to go out there and have fun, honestly. Putting too much pressure on yourself, you kind of not really like enjoy the moment. And I remember coming here last year, I really just got off the plane from Prefontaine and was really tired. And then still had a crazy travel day yesterday. So tomorrow I just want to just go out there and enjoy myself and really just challenge myself and see what I can do differently from previous races this year.
Yeah, as you know, we have this meeting record, 12.55 by Sherika Nelvis. So you think that could be under threat?
I mean, yeah. I mean, last year it was a little different, but the field this year is deeper than what it was last year. So definitely, I think, well, yeah, I know the record will be broken tomorrow for sure. Can't give you a time, but I do think we are about to push each other tomorrow.
Yeah, that's very good news for us, and we hope weather will be also online with that. Obviously, comparing to you as hurdlers, you have it easier because there is no qualification or trials for you. What does that mean for you in terms of preparation for the World Championships? Is it much easier for you then?
Honestly, I would say we don't have the stress of having to go out there and take each other's heads off like the USA runners. So that is easier. But I mean, we still have to see each other at meets and know what to expect. The thing is, it's just like USA's, the times are like ran there. It lets you see, but then it's like, okay, like maybe they're a little tired or something later. Like, that's how I try to look at it. But I mean, we can kind of, I would say like, I wouldn't say prepare ourselves, but really just, I don't know how to explain it. We could just see where they're at. And we're like, all right, well, we don't have to compete. We can go to practice. They're right here. Or what can I do different? And how can I run faster?
Is there anything you changed in approach to this season? Or it's same like last year? Or Olympic year when you won a gold medal?
Last season was a change that happened in regards to training. But this year, I think things kind of it's going good. Still have to work on a few things, but for me, mainly, it was just my mental and getting back healthy there, because just being defeated mentally is just, there's really nothing you can do about it. Every time you step out there, it's just like whatever. So it was just mainly just getting back a healthy mindset and enjoying everything that I do.
Yeah, yeah. We hope you will also enjoy Ostrava. And the fans, as I said, we have about only 700 tickets left, so it should be full house and cheering for you.
Thank you.
We will be back to you, but now to Toby. Toby, thank you very much for coming. You are also in a kind of easier position than the US hurdlers, or you still need to go to some kind of Nigerian trials, although as a world champion you have the wild card, of course. So what is your plan until Budapest?
I mean, it's getting a couple of races in under my belt because heading into the season, I didn't get a lot of races in due to a few minor and, I don't call them minor, let me say major injuries because no injury in track and field is minor. So, you know, trying to go to the national trials, not because I have to, you know, secure a qualification mark. And it's just to secure another race in going into Budapest.
So for you also, as you said, some races, so also for you like a short European trip now before the trials period. You will have like Lausanne and Stockholm, I think?
Yes, Lausanne and then national trials, and then I'll see what the schedule is like for the rest of the season.
So that's an obvious question, but I still want to ask. So your goal is to defend the title, I would assume?
Most definitely, you know, like Jasmine said, everybody wants to go out there and, you know, do your best, execute. The hurdle is a different race now. You can't, it's nobody's race until you get to the finish line. So, you know, the goal is to, you know, keep my head on my shoulder, you know, focus on myself and keep executing each track meet, you know, just one race at a time, no pressure.
What changed for you when you were the world champion, world record holder? I think there was also a lot of celebration back there in Nigeria.
I mean, most definitely. First world record holder from that little country. I won't call it little, like giant of Africa. But yeah, and you know, coming back home with the gold medal, and you know, it was just an amazing feat that needed to be celebrated. And I mean, nothing literally changed. It was just, I would say, the hype of the moment. And it's like, oh, okay, that's it.
You also had a not easy trip here.
Oh, yeah.
And Jasmine is maybe more lucky with having the bags. You have the bags?
Oh, Jasmine got her bags.
Because Toby didn't have so far, but we hope today
I don't have my suitcase.
you will receive it.
Go for me.
Yeah, they went to shop to buy some clothes, for your information, because bags didn't arrive last night for Toby and a group with coach Lassina Golding-Clark, famous former Jamaican hurdler. But Jasmine is also having her coach here, so they are well supported here in Ostrava. So your time calculations for tomorrow would be also around that meet record time, 12:55?
Like my coach would always say, execute, don't worry about the time. It's just you, your hurdles, your lane, and whatever you see when you cross the finish line is your 100. So I just want to have fun, like Jasmine said, and just execute my race. And, you know, one race at a time, don't pressure.
Yeah, yeah. And we also asked you before about heats, but now I see it's better with all this travel and luggage to have just one race, no heats and finals. Now I wanted to ask one question, which is more like theoretical question. Some people are talking about what to do with women's hurdles, maybe to go for higher barrier. What is your opinion about that for future? So everything should stay as it is, yeah?
Look, we already have a lot going on with our e-flexes. Don't try to do that. Don't do it. Everyone just assumes that, oh, it's really short, it's that. You know, given the median heights of every hurdler, I feel like we have a lot of hurdlers that are really short, like lower body-wise. But that's what people don't see. They just see us on TV and they're like, oh, she's so tall, she's bulky. I'm not bulky, I'm not tall. Don't do that. Do not raise the hurdles, please. Thank you.
Jasmine, your opinion?
I mean, I'm basically 5'9", and I still be clipping hurdles. So I honestly don't see the point of raising them. And then it's just like, what do people expect from that? Because the times are going to change. Yeah. You're just going to see us just jumping up the whole time. So I'm against raising the height.
Yeah, and I think Toby gave the big reason not to change it, because you improved the world record
I'm
So-
5'4", by the way, so don't raise it.
Okay, some questions from the floor to our super hurdles duo. Anybody something to ask? Yes, there is Daily Sport.
Martin Hašek, Daily Sport. To Toby, can you just commemorate the world record day from last year World Championships, and also to Jasmine, because you are also in the race. So how is it for you to be in this great race with Toby and compete with her that day?
Yes, if you can start, Toby.
I mean, I was just running for my life. Honestly, you know, going into the championship, my coach and I just sat down, and it was like one race at a time. Treat it like practice. It's just, I mean, it's not like it's another practice, but you know, this is time to go for what we've actually worked on at practice and just execute. Focus on you. You know, block out the noise. Media always, you know, everybody wants to have something to say, but it's just you today. Just go out there and do everything you've practiced. And I mean, from the first round to the finals, it did pay off to the glory of God.
And Jasmine?
I mean, when she broke it, I was in the last heat, so we was in the back like, all right now, like, Toby, calm down. Honestly, and then finals came. I don't even know how I medaled, to be honest, because if you watch the race, I was in the back, like they were going over the second hurdle. I felt like I was still coming off hurdle one. So at that point, it was just like, all right, well, this is like this now. What can I do from that point? So it was a fast field. I mean, I know our finals was wind dated, but it's still time ran. And I don't know, me and Toby been battling since 2016, since we were freshmen in college. So it wasn't really like, I mean, it is what it is, you know? The races that were being ran, I felt like the 1220 was going to be broken. And I mean, honestly, it's just, at this point, with hurdles being fast, we don't know what to expect at this point, because this is crazy in our event.
Yeah, thank you very much for describing that great day for World of Athletics. Do you think it's possible to run sub 12? Jasmine? One day by somebody?
Yeah, honestly. I actually had this talk before with my coach, Olympic year. And it was, you know, said like, you know, the world record should be faster than what it really is. The thing with hurdles is you can be super fast in the 100, you could be super fast in a 200, but sometimes that speed is just too much for hurdles, and it all becomes about rhythm at that point and technique. So it's just all piecing it together. I do think it's possible, and I hope it happens during our time. I don't want to, you know, if it happens later, yeah, but I want it to happen during our time while we running hurdles. And, you know, just saying like we're changing the game, so.
Toby, for you, is it possible? You were close, even when wind dated. 12:06 is already very close to sub 12.
I'm a big believer in the Bible. Nothing is impossible. In 11 seconds, most definitely. 12:06, wind or no wind, that field was stacked. We was moving, so it was like, it's gonna come down to 11 seconds one day to break the world record. So it's definitely gonna happen. And yeah, I hope it's during our time, like Jasmine said.
Yeah, these are all great statements for our sport, because breaking barriers is always very nice. And we see nowadays in World of Athletics, records going in distances mainly, but I am sure sprinters will come too. And hurdles could be one of the events. So we are very happy to have you here. Some more questions from the floor? In the meantime? Not really, so I will have the last question. What will be the most important tomorrow for you, for your mood, like whether you sleep well, or good warm-up, or good breakfast, or talking to the coach, or listen to music? What is something which gives you a good mood before the race?
Honestly, just making sure I get good sleep, because I know when I travel over here, I'll stay up until about 4 o'clock in the morning. And last time when I was here in Poland, I woke up an hour before we were supposed to head to the track. So I know not to do that again because I was tired and the race was just, but yeah, I'll definitely say getting good sleep, actually eating, because I only had an apple before that pulling race too. And yeah, my music for sure. That definitely just, I zone out and get into my own world.
Thank you, and Toby, for you?
I'm not a breakfast person, but I have to try tomorrow. I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh, not this morning. But yeah, I gotta wake up, eat breakfast. Once that is set, the day is ready to get rolling.
Okay, great. So these were our hurdle stars. Thank you very much for coming for this media briefing, and wish you a good stay in Ostrava, and mainly super fast race tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was for the first part of the conference. Pokračujeme briefingu tlačovej konferencii Zlatej tretry Ostrava. Riaditeľ meetingu Jan Železný práve odovzdal štartové čísla dvom esám domácej českej atletiky. Jakub Vadlejch, líder tabuliek svetových olympijských a svetový medailista v hode oštepom, Tomáš Staněk, európsky medailista, český rekordér vo vrhu gulov, takisto vo forme. Sme radi, že ste tu a tešíme sa na váš štart. A poďme na to hneď z ostra. Začneme s Jakubom. Tak ako sa cítiš? Teraz si mal trošku chvíľku čas zatrénovať. Tretra ako vždy nejaký ten medzník v sezóne čiastočný. Ako sa darí?
Zdravím všechny, cítím se parádně, to se cítím letos už od začátku sezóny. Letos po x letech vlastně se naskytla taková skulinka před retrou, protože většinou jsem mýval závod pár dní před, takže teďka se na ní ještě více těším. A letos mám za sebou 5 závodů, z toho se mi 4 povedli vyhrát, jeden jsem o 4 cm skončil druhý, takže myslím si, že mám parádní sérii a tady bych chtěl ukázat domácím fanouškům, co umím.
So Jakub Vadlejch, the current world leader in javelin throw, feeling very well. He had some days to train between the meets now, and so far 5 competitions and 4 wins. Only one very close loss in Doha, so feeling very well. Takže môžeme pri dobrých podmienkach troška spomínať aj metu 90 metrov.
Samozřejmě je to jeden z mých cílů. Neříkám, že zítra, ale chtěl bych tuto metu přehodit co nejdříve. Je to opravdu o tom najít teďka ten ideální den, kdy se to všechno sejde, protože na každém tom závodě ale to zatím něco málo chybělo. Věřím, že je otázka času, kdy to chybě nebude.
Máš tu svojho trénera, ktorý je zároveň aj riaditeľ meetingu a držiteľ rekordu meetingu. Je to pre teba v niečom výnimočné práve na tretre aj z tohto pohľadu?
Tak samozřejmě Zlatá tretra je největší český meeting. Ukázat se tady člověk je nejvíc vidět, takže to, kdybych tady hodil přes 90 metrů, byl bych druhým Čechem po trenérovi a to je pro mě obrovská výzva.
So one of the challenges is to try to achieve 90 as second Czech thrower in the history of the meet, because the first one is his coach and also meet director, Jan Železný. Tomáš Staněk, vynikajúca sezóna rovnako, možno trošku nie celkom spokojnosť s tým posledným vystúpením, ale istotne sa cítiš dobre.
Ano, dobrý den, taky zdravím. Samozřejmě mám tam 2 kaňky, ať už to byl odložil, který byl zapříčiněný špatným počasím, ale v Polsku jsem si to asi pokazil sám, trošku jsem myslel zbytečně na tříslo, ale ten závod mi ukázal, že to tříslo je v pohodě a budu si tady chtít spravit náladu. Startovka skvělá a velký závody, takže hurá do toho.
Čo by to mohlo znamenať, spraviť si náladu, keby sme si to premietli do oblasti výkonov?
Tak určitě navázat na ten začátek té sezóny daleko za 21 metrů a když budou dobré podmínky, tak uvidíme, co se může stát, ale jak říkám, startovka je nabitá, takže o motivaci nebude nouze.
Tomáš Staněk also highly motivated, great season so far, 2 losses in Prague because of bad weather and last weekend in Poland, but otherwise feeling great in shape and trying to improve his mood after Poland with, again, well over 21 meters. Ako môže vyzerať tá sezóna pre vás až do majstrovstiev sveta? Čo sa týka závodov a prípravy nejakej a tak ďalej. U teba, Jakub?
Tak mě teďka čeká dvojzávod Zlatá tretra Lozán. Do Lozán se samozřejmě taky velice těším. Bude mě tam čekat můj letošní jediný přemožitel Čopra, takže bych mu to rád vrátil. A pak bude 3týdenní pauza. Bude následovat Monako, další díl Diamantové ligy. A pak asi už jenom mistrovství České republiky v Táboře a to bude všechno. Pak finální příprava na mistrovství světa.
Tomáš, u teba?
Já teď taky budu mít vlastně Lausanne, čím završím tady takový ten týdenní trojzávod, pak se vrhneme asi zpátky trošku do tréninku a republika, potom vím, že tam mám nějaký ještě diamantovku ve Slezsku, teď úplně...
Dve až aj Londýn ešte.
A Londýn. A ještě vlastně v Maďarsku zlatý závod, takže o závody nebude nouze a pak zase příprava k mistrovství světa.
Ja by som využil prítomnosť Honzu Železného ako odborníka samozrejme v týchto disciplínach. Ako hodnotíš doteraz jednak Kubovú sezónu ako tvojho zverenca, ale aj tú Tomášovu, keďže ste blízko veľmi na Dukle a tak ďalej a sleduješ všetky vrhačské disciplíny, to je jasné.
Tak z toho Kubového pohledu, tak jsem hrozně moc rád, že je zdravý, protože to je úplně ten základ. A pak přijde jeden ten závod, kdy to chytíte a hodíte hodně daleko. A já si myslím, že ty parametry má o hodně lepší než v romském roce, takže opravdu záleží na tom, jak se sejde podmínky, jak se sejdou ty podmínky, jak Kuba bude zrovna mít tu formu, ale já si to doufám tvrdit, že má na to hodit podstatně dál než v loňském roce, pokud se sejdou tyhle ty věci. A u Tomáše, tak samozřejmě včera jsem to sledoval, nebyl úplně tak spokojený, ale prostě techniky jsou takový, jo, a ona ta útočka je hrozně moc náročná, takže když to tak vezmu z pohledu Ostravy, tak na jednu stranu nejsem úplně nešťastný, protože já říkám, nejlepší jsou, když jsou 3 závody za sebou, tak jeden je vždycky strašně dlouhý a věřím tomu, že ten zítra v ty kouli bude hodně daleko.
So in a sense, Jan Železný was commenting on state of art, so to say, of Jakub Vadlejch, who is really healthy, which is very important and ready for a big throw, and also Jan Železný is very happy to see Tomáš Staněk throwing well, because always when you have 3 meets in a row, which is the case of Tomáš Staněk with European teams Ostrava and Lausanne, one of the events maybe is not working as expected, so that was already that one yesterday, so he looks forward that Ostrava could be very well for Tomáš. And both athletes were speaking about their plans before World Championships. Jakub has now, after Ostrava, also Lausanne, and then training break before Monaco Diamond League, then Nationals, and Tomáš has more Diamond Leagues still to come in after Lausanne, in Silesia and also in London. Nech sa páči vaše otázky. Ano? ČTK?
Kamila Nešporová, ČTK. Jakube, vy jste dostal volno na mistrovství Evropy družstev, tak jak jste strávil ten poslední víkend a sledoval jste počínání českého týmu aspoň na dálku?
Ano, sledoval jsem tým, jsem hrozně rád, jak to dopadlo. Vlastně i za starých podmínek bychom zůstali v první lize, což je parádní výsledek, si myslím. A hlavně je tam spousta mladých tváří, kteří, věřím, v blízkých letech budou vozit medaile, takže ukázalo to hodně.
So Jakub was satisfied with the Czech team competing, even without him, very well in Poland, some new young athletes fighting well, and they really scored well enough to remain in the top division. And that gives a lot of thoughts, positive thoughts for future of Czech national team. Mladá fronta dnes? Tak nie, tak
Tomáš Macek,
kolega.
Taky MF dnes. Kubo, v letošních světových tabulkách máš 3 ze 4 nejdelších hodů roku, tak jak se na to kouká a jestli bys řekl, že je to nejlepší vstup do sezony v kariéře z takového toho pohledu vyrovnanosti formy?
Samozřejmě se mi na to kouká velice pěkně. Je to každopádně nejlepší vstup, i když loni jsem měl v tuto dobu přes 90 metrů, tak bylo to v téměř ideálních větrných podmínkách, takže ono to nějaký ten metřík přidá. A dává mi to samozřejmě spoustu sebevědomí do dalších bojů s těmi nejlepšími. Věřím, že ještě nějaký dlouhý závod letos přidám.
Yeah, that was a question about how it is feeling for Jakub to have 3 or 4 best results of the year, and he says, fantastic, it's best start of the season. Although last year he already had 90 at this time, but this year it's more greater average of results and looking forward. Ano, nech sa páči.
Dobrý den, takže se Mladá fronta dnes. Kubo Peters Anderson říkal, že máte extrémně dobrou formu. Jak teda vy vnímáte tu jeho a vůbec jak ho berete jako jednoho z těch nejlepších odštěpařů a vašeho soupeře velkého?
Tak Peters samozřejmě velký závodník, ukázal to na posledních 2 světových šampionátech, oba 2 vyhrál. Řekl bych, že se letošní sezonu zatím trochu hledá technicky, protože loni opravdu házel co závod 90 metrů, letos má nejlepší výkon 85, což je samozřejmě velký rozdíl, ale času do mistrovství světa je spousta a on bude mít šanci formu najít a předvést, co v něm je, protože myslím si, že ho hodně žene, že by vyhrál po třetí za sebou a my mu to budeme chtít překazit.
Yeah, that was a question about Anderson Peters and his throwing as a world champion, and Jakub was explaining that Anderson is a little bit trying to find himself in the field. Last year at this time he had even several 90 meters competitions. This year he's at 85 level, but Jakub says obviously Anderson wants to win for the third time the world championships, but they want to destroy his plans, of course, the other throwers. Nech se páči, další otázky?
Michal Soba, práva bych se ptal Tomáše na Ryana Krausera. On sám mluvil o tom, že letos ještě změnil techniku, že přidal jeden krok do té otočky, tak v čemu to v tvých očích jako pomáhá a jestli je ta jeho otočka výjimečná, odlišná od těch všech ostatních ze špičky? Děkuju.
Tak výjimečný je asi sám Ryan Krauser, protože dlouho nikdo nikoho neviděl házet tak daleko z místa. On je opravdu fyzicky nesmírně dobře připravený, dynamický a teď je vidět, že vlastně se snaží hledat tu cestu asi, jak se co nejdál posunout, i ten světový rekord, jak co nejdál posunout. A ta jeho nová technika asi se snaží, podle mě, co jsem tak vypozoroval, se zrychlit už od začátku a stupňovat tu rychlost až do konce, protože vlastně ta jeho stabilita je nesmírná a asi bych řekl, že hledá cestu k nějakému úletu, pořádnému.
Yeah, that was a question about Ryan Krauser and his results, and Tomáš was explaining that he's very strong physically and also very dynamic, and he's trying to use this strength in a new technique and achieve something really big and special. Nech se páči.
Daniel Čolko, iDnes.cz. Tomáši, s Polskem jste byl hodně nespokojený teďka, tak jste rád, že ta zlatá treta přichází v podstatě hned v zápětí?
Samozřejmě jsem, protože je to možnost, jak si napravit zase reputaci, spravit si chuť a v té sezóně těch závodů je spoustu a samozřejmě nejde furt jenom vyhrávat, i z těch proher se člověk musí poučit a k tomu jsou taky dobrý, že jo? Když by se vám furt dařilo, tak se jakoby uspokojíte a i když je to nepříjemný, tak takovýhle negativní stimul může občas posunout toho atleta nebo sportovce někam kam on sám míří.
Tomáš was explaining that it is actually great that right after Polish European Team Championships, where he was not throwing that well, Ostrava is coming, so he can improve, he can make for his reputation and again throw very well. Nech se páči, další otázky? Tu ještě máme, ano?
Martin Hašek, Kubo, gratuluju k těm výkonům, co letos předvádíš a chci se zeptat vlastně, jaký je to pro štěpaře, když takhle jdeš na té vlně, jo? Když prostě víš, že se ti daří, jestli fakt jako cítíš, že prostě je všechno najednou snažší, nebo že technika ti jde líp, nebo jestli se to dá nějak popsat, prostě jak se štěpař cítí v takovýchhle chvílích.
Já myslím, že nejenom pro štěpaře, je to samozřejmě skvělý pocit. Věří si a hlavně pořád hledá cestu, jak se dál posouvat, protože funguje to tak, myslím, že u každého, že když něčeho dosáhne, tak chce dosáhnout ještě více. Teď hledám, jak se posunout dále, chytnout nějaký závod, jak například Johannes Vetter, který házel stále 89 a tenkrát v Lucernu v roce 2017 z ničeho nic hodil 94,5 a věřím, že něco takového se děje a může se stát a věřím v to samozřejmě.
Jakub was explaining that it's very great feeling to be on top of the game currently now in his shape and status, and he hopes something big could come and remembers 2017 when Johannes Vetter was like really often 89 meters thrower, and then suddenly in Lucerne he did 94, and that started his way upwards into this region of 94, 95 meters. And Jakub hopes it could be also in his case, when he once achieves that great mark, it will continue on the top level for more competitions and more weeks or even years. Nech sa páči.
Ještě na Kubo. Kubo, jak jsi říkal, že na ty 90-metrové hody se musí sejít spousta ideálních věcí. Byl takovej ten hod v tom Dauha, nebo bys na něm našel ještě nějaké chybičky, na kterých se dá třeba pracovat?
Myslíte loňské Doha? Určitě nebyl dokonalý, ono. Paradoxně byl ještě lepší technický hod, který předcházel tomu 90-metrovému, to jsem hodil asi bez 15 cm 90, ale oštěp dopadl na kolmo, takže tam byla vidět ten obrovský potenciál hodu, který mohl být daleko za 90 metrů, ale to je všechno kdyby a v momentě, dokud to nebude svítit na té tabuli, tak nic hozeného není a bude mě to hnát dál, aby to svítilo.
That was a question about how fully great was that last year 90 meters throw in Doha at Diamond League, and Jakub says no, even the throw before, which was just below 90, was even better, but the landing of the javelin was not good, so he hopes that mark will still come when he would be able to say this was the throw of my career. Nech sa páči, ďalšie otázky. Áno, Martin?
Bych měl ještě otázku k návratu Báry Špotákový, jestli můžete, Kubo a Honzo, říct jenom z oštěpařského pohledu, jak je to třeba náročný takhle po nějaký pauze vlítnout do toho závodu, jako vysvětlit lidem, co tu Báru vlastně zítra čeká při tom comebacku.
Tak já naprosto nedokážu říct, já se ve 32 cítím lehce opotřebováno štěpem, ve 42 klobouk dolů před ní, že je tam obrovská motivace, očividně. Musí cítit, že je na tom dobře a samotného mě velice zajímá, co zítra předvede.
That was a question about Barbora Spotakova, sudden comeback, and Jakub was really saying that he admires her, that at age of 42 she is able to come and throw, and yeah, she must be highly motivated to do it, he says, because he is 32 and cannot imagine he would be throwing at a competition level at 42, like her. A Honza and Jan Zelezny?
Na jednu stranu to pro mě bylo překvapení, že chce závodit na tretře, ale jsme rádi, že ji tady budeme mít. A jinak, co se toho týče, tak ono ještě ten rok, jako když skončíte tu kariéru, tak to ve vás je. Pokud jenom trošku trénujete, tak ta technika se nestratí, tu fyzičnost se taky úplně nestratí, ale nemůžete házet moc závodů. Musíte si vybrat a prostě jít 2-3 závody a ty se dají absolvovat jako na vysoký úrovni, takže uvidíme, jak Bára na tom bude a jestli to pomýšlí jako takový to rozloučení na ty české scéně, tak jakoby proč ne, že jo? Tak si myslím, že i ten výkon může předvíct.
So Jan Zelezny was commenting that he was surprised, first of all, that Barbora Špotáková will throw, but on the other hand it's great for the meet because it increased the level of interest by the spectators. On the other hand, he says the first year after you finish your career, you still have it in your body to continue to throw and to train, but he says, of course, not for too many competitions, so maybe 2-3. So he sees some logic in being in Czech territory on some farewell tour, 2-3 meets. That makes some sense. And let's see what she will throw tomorrow. We cannot introduce her to you at this press briefing because she will arrive only late afternoon to Ostrava. Nech sa páči, ďalšie otázky? Ak nie sú, ja dám teda poslednú obidvom našim hosťom. Čo by ste odkázali divákom, aby vás prišli povzbudiť a možno ešte si kúpili tie zvyšné lístky, ktoré sú k dispozícii?
Tak samozřejmě zvu všechny diváky zítra na městský stadion tady ve Vítkovicích. Myslím si, že to, co se daří tady po mnoho let, je něco neskutečného. Opravdu sem jezdí ty nejlepší atleti z celého světa a je co vidět. A myslím si, že co se týče hotelu, stadionu, zázemí, všeho kolem, je na naprosto perfektní úrovni. A když nebudete vy fanoušci, tak my nemůžeme předvádět ty pořádné výkony, takže potřebujeme vás.
Ďakujeme Tomáši. Gula bude na novom mieste.
Vím, dneska jsem si to byl projít, okouknout, myslím, že to bude fantastický a asi každý atlet, který tady může závodit nejenom z české scény, ale z té zahraniční, tak na Ostravu musí mít jako skvělé vzpomínky. Já si pamatuju, že před pár lety byl takovej kotel tady, že jsem cítil ty vlny vlastně od diváků na chlupech, na nohou a úplně taková elektrizující atmosféra. A vždycky to je špičkový, nejenom ze strany diváků, ale i ze strany atletů, takže určitě je co vidět a myslím si, že ve střední Evropě není až tolik takhle kvalitních meetingů a určitě my si to budeme užívat a doufám, že diváci uvidí něco, za čím stojí za to přijet.
Yeah, both rowers were inviting the spectators to cheer for them to create a great atmosphere which will support their tries and achievements for best possible results. Thank you very much. Ďakujeme pekne, veľa šťastia v závodech. Nech sa darí, nech obstojíte. A my sa vždy samozrejme tešíme, keď sú domáce víťazstvá. Uvidíme, ako to bude možné vo vašom prípade, ale nikdy nehovor nikdy. Veľa šťastia. So we continue in our press conference with, again, a world record group. As we know, Jan Zelezny is still the world record holder in javelin, our meet director, but Ryan Krauser we also know for some time. He is the world record holder in shot put, and welcome Ryan to Ostrava for the second time, I think. And Lamecha Girma is standing here for first time in Ostrava as the world record holder. You remember in Paris, in the steeple, here he's running Zatopek Memorial 1500 meters. So thank you for coming. So we would be able maybe to call this year's Golden Spike as meet of world record holders. As said already, we have 5 competing and 1 as a meet director. So Ryan, how do you feel after trip from USA?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Travel was long, but I've been sleeping well since I got here. Had a good training session yesterday, light training today, and making sure the body's moving well. But considering 23 hours of travel, I'm happy with how I feel.
Yes, it will be your first competition since breaking the world record. What is the feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I did a bit of an unusual schedule this year with the series of meets that I have as I start to travel. So after breaking the world record, instead of competing a lot, I went back into heavy training. So a lot of time in the weight room, I've been throwing a lot of heavy shots, and so training has been going really, really well. Still don't have a ton of speed work and plyometrics, but the body is strong, and my body weight is up a little bit even since LA. So I'm excited to compete and use it as a good checkpoint to see where I'm at. But LA was a checkpoint as well, and it was a very pleasant surprise of a checkpoint. So hopefully we can get out there and throw at least a meeting record.
Yeah. We would be happy with that. And also, you have like now 2 competitions in Europe, then US champs, and then you will come back again to Europe for some Diamond Leagues.
Yep. So that's the main reason why I did a big training block, was to be able to carry myself through these competitions, back to US, back to Europe, and then back home and back for World Champs. So lots of travel, but it has me very excited to start to taper down in the weight room and start to focus on speed in the ring, because that's always, for me, is what has made me successful, is being able to throw the light shots especially well. So I've been working on my weak points, and as I get closer to the World Championships, time to work on my strong points.
So your colleagues and also you post sometimes something, so there are some good training marks already known in the world of shot putters from your side.
Yeah, so unfortunately or fortunately, as I've gotten older, I don't throw as far in training as I used to. When I was younger, even up until 3 or 4 years ago, I used to throw farther in training and then be frustrated when I threw less in the meet. But as I've gotten older, I don't throw hard as often, and I don't throw quite as far. But it's a pleasant place to be, because the meets tend to be a positive surprise. So I haven't thrown especially far in training, but I've been throwing relatively far. So that's always good. I haven't thrown anything over 23.56, but I'm throwing a little bit farther now in training than I was before LA. So I'd take that as a good sign.
Yeah, that's a very good sign. And we are happy to hear that. Yeah, so you are in good mood and we are happy. Lamecha Girma, if you can take the microphone. You remember Ostrava last year, you ran Ethiopian record in steeplechase, so how he remembers Ostrava? Ask him the question, please.
Anaaf Ostraaban yeroo kamiyyuu caalaa bara darbee Ostrava irratti asitti dhufee sa'aatii bootaa cabsee akkasumas sa'aatii ofitti amanamummaa akka ofitti amanamummaa naaf godhee steeplechase sana irratti akka ofitti amanamummaa naaf godhee jira.
Okay, I remember the Ostrava last years. First times I ran the best time in steeplechase. So my first success on steeplechase is my first on Ostrava. I am happy to come in this year. I'm very happy. Excited.
The question, Lamecha, is how do you feel now as world record holder? It must be something special for you. How is he feeling as a record already? He has the record.
Last year, France, yeah. Ricardi Roderb. Ricardi Roderb, bara darbe kana amma yeroo darbe dhiyoo kana cabsite san isa akkamiin gammachiisu keessa jiru.
Ricardi bara kana cabse irratti yeroo jalqabaatiif Ricardi indoorii soostishii indoorii cabse akkasumas jajjabina godhachuudhaan tireeningii itti cimsuudhaan akkasumas riikaardii soosii masanaakilii cabsuu kootiif gammachuu guddaan natti dhagama baay'een gammade akkasumas farasaa irratti yeroo lama riikaardii lama cabseen jira baay'ee gammachuu guddaan natti dhagame jechuu barbaade.
First time this year I break indoor world indoors 3000 indoors 3000 meters indoors. Then after that I worked hard and break steeplechase 3000 steeplechases on France Paris Diamond League. I am happy, he said.
Okay, and is he thinking that he can again break the world record this year or not anymore this year? Try to break the world record in steeple.
Amma boodas riikaardii cabsuu bara kanatti yaadamu bara dhufutti yaadda. Hoy steeplechase fooyyessuu yaaltama riikaardii biraa yaadaa jirta.
Ani amma barani itti yaadu keessatti amma barana riikaardii yaaduu don taane amma akkasumas dorgommii jajjabaa akkasumas shaampiyoonaa akkasumas immoo olompikii bara dhufuudha akkasumas riikaardii kan yaalu bara dhufu irratti 5,000 fi 10,000 irratti riikaardii nan yaala jedhitan yaada.
Okay, as I said, this year I don't think about records, but I think about world champions, be gold medalist. And working on that. Before that, after that, I thinking about a record of 5,000 and 10,000 at the next years, as I said.
So that was an interesting statement. No more thinking about the world record in steeple this year, but maybe after the World Championships about 5,000 or even he mentioned 10,000. This is very big range of events. Here he is running 1,500. So what could be his target to achieve tomorrow in the 1,500?
Okay. Amma kuma dhibba shaffii dhufee iddoo kana dhufte isarratti maal yaadda boru isa fi iddoo kanarratti yaadni keessa jiru maalidha?
Ani boruu fiigicha Ostrava kanarratti gaabbafamuu kootiif baay'een itti gammada akkasumas immoo sa'aatii saffisaa naaf fiige jedheetan kan itti yaadee dhufeedha akkasumas rabbi yoo jedhe naaf fiige jedheetan yaada sa'aatii saffisaa.
Okay, first of all I thank all of us. All of us, I thank all of us first of all, and tomorrow I want to run is the best time for me. I run to best time or record for a place. I want to think like the I think about a place record. Is it?
So maybe trying for Ethiopian record, no? In the 1,500. Yes. Okay, good. So we now know from Lamecha. What is the target for tomorrow is Ethiopian record. It's 3:29.9, as you know. So we would be very happy in Zatopek Memorial if somebody will run under 3:30. Your questions, please, for Ryan or Lamecha.
My question is to Ryan. You decided to change your throwing technique this year. Could you explain what was your motivation when you were already the best shot putter in history, probably?
Yeah, so I changed my technique starting in December, and I've always tried to experiment with different techniques. The reason you haven't seen them is because most of them haven't panned out. They haven't been especially. Some of them have been promising, but there's been issues with repeatability, and the biggest issue is the ring is very small, so staying in the ring has been a challenge. And yeah, when I tried the new technique, it's changed a little bit to make it more consistent, but the very first time I did it, I let the shot go and I said, oh, the ring felt really big on that throw. So that's a feeling that I've chased for a long time. Being 2 meters tall, I'm one of the tallest shot putters, and so it's a struggle to make use of the ring without having it confine me technically. And so once I switched to that, I committed to it in December and started within 2 weeks seeing some really promising throws. The early season meets didn't really reflect that. I wasn't finding a positive spread with the new technique, but you add an extra step into an already complicated rotational technique, and the consistency takes a little bit of time. And so LA was the first meet that I felt like I was adding with the new technique, and walked away with the world record. So I'd say that was very promising. But in terms of why I came up with it, I've always been trying to innovate, whether it's in my technique, in my training. As a self-coach athlete, there's always the desire to see how I can be better. And so at the end of the day, my motivation and mindset hasn't changed from when I was first professional to now being world record holder. I'm always trying to compete against myself. I want to be as good as I can be personally. So if I go out and get third, second place, it doesn't matter if I feel like I threw well. So I can't control what the other athletes do, just how I respond to their performances and how far I personally throw. So under the mindset of wanting to throw farther, I'm always trying to innovate if I can.
Thank you, very interesting to hear. More questions for our world record holders of this part? Áno, nech sa páči.
Maybe one more to Ryan. Looking at your Instagram, it seems you like to spend time with fishing. So is it more kind of relaxed for you, or are you also competitive as a fisherman and try to catch the biggest fish?
A little bit of both. So I do two kinds of fishing. I do just going out and enjoying it, but I also do a little bit of tournament bass fishing as well. I always say that track and field is really getting in the way of my professional bass fishing career. And so, there's definitely two kinds of it. There's the feeling of, for me, it starts in the morning, you have a blast off at bass tournaments, and I have as much adrenaline at the start of a bass tournament as I do at the Olympics. And so that is definitely not relaxed fishing for me, but I enjoy both sides of it. I enjoy the competitive nature of the tournament style fishing, but 95% of the fishing I do is just relaxing. I got a puppy this fall, and I think the only person or being on the planet that likes fishing more than me is probably the puppy. She sees a fishing rod, or she sees me go out to the boat, and she just starts jumping in circles. And as soon as I put the boat in the water, she runs and jumps on. So it's great to have a fishing partner now.
Thank you. We hope we will have also some adrenaline tomorrow.
All right. I plan on it.
So, more questions, please.
Ryan, to your world record in LA, it was really a wow moment because you almost hit the barrier. It's something unbelievable in shot put. So how is for you to see how far the throw went and that you hit the barrier on the bounce back?
Yeah, so I was really excited to compete at LA because it was my first time doing a competition at that facility, and so I trained a while at the Olympic Training Center with a number of people affiliated with UCLA, most notably Art Venegas, a very famous coach at UCLA, and he always said it's the greatest place to throw. And I'd had 2 training sessions there, both of which I'd only trained there twice. Both times I had thrown personal best in training, and so I was really excited when we did have a meet at LA. And when I first threw there was in 2010. And so if you had said in 2010 that, oh yeah, the wall might be an issue at some point for you, I would have never believed it. But yeah, it's a very, very special venue for the shot put, and it's a place that I like to compete. And everyone asked me like, oh, they should have moved the wall back. What if you hit the wall? And going in, the wall was at 24 meters, and if I hit a wall at 24 meters, I wouldn't have been disappointed. I mean, it still would be a phenomenal throw, even though they'd measure from the base of the wall. I wouldn't complain about hitting a wall at 24. Maybe if it was at 22 or 23, but I won't complain about ever hitting a wall at 24 meters.
I think from that point, meet organizers will watch whether they have some wall or not when you compete, but definitely tomorrow there is no wall and just a big soccer field, so plenty of space.
Got 100 meters at least.
Nech sa páči, ďalšie otázky? Ak nie sú, thank you very much for coming. Lamecha, thank you very much. Ryan, thank you.
All right, thank you.
And good luck for tomorrow. We hope for 2 meet records in both cases.
All right.
1500 and shot put. Thank you very much. So we start the last part of our press briefing, press conference with handing over of Mondo Duplantis, the world record holder, the world champion, Olympic champion, his signed shirt to Madame Eva, who was the winner of public contest for Golden Spike. Please. So this is our interaction with public, the biggest star, and we hope this was one of the reasons why the ticket sales went so well. We are already over 8,000 now, and more is coming, so it looks like for a full stadium. And now Jan Zelezny is handing over to you your BIP, as usual. Mondo Duplantis for second time here in Ostrava, and of course our main personality and main reason why the ticket sales are running so well. So Mondo, you came last night, everything fine?
Yeah, everything good. Can't complain too much. Yeah, travel was as smoothly as it can go with the polls. So, you know, it doesn't always go that way, so you don't take it for granted when it goes well. So I'm, yeah, feeling good right now. I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, when I went last night to my room, I checked your polls were here already, so,
yeah, so
all is in place, yeah.
That's what we need.
So how is your season so far? How would you describe it? The outdoor, I mean, of course.
Yeah, no, I would say I'm in the place where I want to be, and I like the start thus far, and I like the few meets that I've had, and so yeah, I feel good right now. I feel like I'm in good shape right now. I'm fast. I'm strong. You know, I'm pretty much, you know, as far as technically in the feeling with the pole, I'm where I want to be right now. So yeah, no, I feel good. I feel like I have a lot of confidence going into tomorrow. So I think it should be good.
I'm not sure whether you had a chance to see the jumping area yet or not yet.
I did. Yeah,
in the stadium. So
yeah.
Is there something to be still improve or change, or it's okay?
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks nice. It looks nice. We're going to be jumping from a different direction than the last time I was here in 2021. It'll be, you know, alongside where the 100-meter is, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's better for the wind for us, because I think the other direction was a little bit more susceptible to some crosswinds, and I think this direction should be a little bit better for the wind. So for us that's very important, and so yeah, that's just better for big heights.
Yeah, we have also some other names in the field which may encourage you for good jumping, like Obiena or Collet. Karalis in shape currently.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, yeah, it's a good field, like the guys you said, and you know, when you have somebody like EJ, like Curtis, like Manolo. I mean, these are guys that can definitely push those 596 meter bars, and you know, for me, whenever I'm jumping well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. But at the end of the day, I still have to go and jump well, and I still have to go in there and make those kind of bars, which are still no joke. So yeah, it's always good when I have some good guys by my side, like the ones I'm jumping against tomorrow, to be able to kind of push me and make sure I'm on my A game.
Yeah, that's what you said. You still need to do it. So how you cope with this? People say, that's easy for him, but it's still, you must do it to jump any height. So how do you cope with that expectations of around you?
You just do it. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just pole vault. It's just pole vault, and you try not to overcomplicate it. And you know, it's the sport that I've been doing for a very long time. It's a thing that I have a good rhythm in, and a thing that I know how to do very well. I think it's probably the thing that I do the best in the world, I think. And so, you know, for me, I just try to not overcomplicate it. And you know, I know what I'm good at, and I know why I'm good, and I go into the meet well prepared and very confident. And so for me, I try not to worry about anything except me and the bar, and it's just a competition between me and the bar, and then the only really competition as far as against other people is basically just on the scorecard, because the only thing I can control is myself. And so I go into the competition just solely focused on, I jump as high as I possibly can, and whatever that ends up being, then so be it. I can't really control everything other than that. So I don't really go into the meet with too much stress or pressure or anything like that.
Yeah, we had in the history of this meet mainly Renaud Lavillenie coming and moving the meet record to 590, 592, then Sam did 593. And now it's for you tomorrow to improve it. And what you said, maybe there is a good chance to see first ever 6 in this stadium.
Yeah, well, I think the stadium deserves a 6-meter jump for sure. And so, I think first and foremost, I think that's definitely a pretty big goal of mine tomorrow. And then, if we can get over that 6, then maybe we can even push it even higher too. So I think that'll be pretty cool.
That would be fantastic for us, as we spoke also here in previous events, what we described. So it looks everything very well. Now, outside is like more than 30. But tomorrow it should go down to 24, which is still good.
Yeah.
Is that okay for you?
Yeah, I would say that's fine. I mean, as long as we still have a little bit of sun, and I mean, I wouldn't say that's too cold. I don't want it to go anything below that. I don't think I would want anything below the 20s. But I think as long as it's above 20 and whatnot, then I think it works pretty well, and it's pretty suitable for the way that I feel according to my body and everything like that. And I guess at the end of the day, you don't want it too hot either. So no, I mean, as far as the conditions, as far as what I've seen, I think it looks pretty good for tomorrow.
Did your agent, who is sitting here with us, prepare a heavy schedule for you before Worlds, or easy?
No. I mean, I'm the one that ends up picking the schedule. I guess at the end of the day, I'm the one that has to say yes or no. I just have the offers on the table. But no, for me, especially when it's before the World Championships, I want to have a relaxed schedule. And I want a schedule where I feel really comfortable and that I'm jumping at really elite competitions that are going to prepare me for the World Championships. And so I try to be very selective on my competitions before the major championship, like the World Championships this summer. And so, whenever I'm going to a meet before then, it's because I think that it's a good place to jump. I think that it's a place that I can jump really high, and then also a place that I think it's going to help me for, getting the information that I need for the big dance, which is the World Champs.
Thank you. Questions, please? Tumondo Duplantis. Here is one behind you.
Hello, Ernel Labara from Philippines. Of course, given the situation that previously our fellow countrymen won here, and then of course you're here again to reach another possible record. So among the lineup here for this Golden Spike, who do you think will be your toughest challenge?
This is clear because he's from Philippines.
Yeah, I think he was kind of setting me up to say to say EJ, but no, I mean I think that there's a few good jumpers right now. I mean, of course, I guess you can't exclude EJ because he's just coming off a 6-meter jump, and so I know that EJ's jumping really well, and that I know that Petrov's going to be getting him on the right schedule to make sure that he's peaking at the right time, and so. I know that he's in really good form right now, especially after that 6-meter jump, and so I think that's only a good thing for me. That's only a good thing for the sport, and especially coming out here tomorrow, because I know we have at least 2 people who are prepared to jump over a 6-meter bar, and I think that's good for everybody. That's good for the crowds watching. So as long as we can get some good weather and good conditions out there, then I think that we should be pushing some high bars.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. That's great for us and for the spectators. Tu máme otázku, nech se páči.
Tomáš Macek, Mladá fronta dnes. Mondo, could you speak a little bit about your mental approach before the world record jumps? If you are doing something special, if you are speaking something to yourself and so?
No, I wouldn't say it's anything too crazy. I think that for the most part, when the bar is at like a world record type height, I think that's usually when I'm pretty much the most relaxed in the competition, actually, because I think at that point it's like I don't really have anything to lose. I just have everything to gain. So when I'm at that stage, I just know that I just try to keep it pretty much as simple as I possibly can. I know that at that point I'm going to be on a very stiff pole. I'm going to be on the biggest pole pretty much in my bag if I'm jumping at a world record, and I know that I have to hit the takeoff with as much speed and energy as I possibly can. So for me, I'm just focused on the run, and I'm focused on trying to find a nice rhythm where I can generate and create as much speed as possible. So for me, no, I try to keep it pretty simple. I try not to make it feel bigger than, feel too big, and try to not to overcomplicate it and make it, seem like it's a crazy thing as far as in my mind. And I just try to go out there and just try to put a good jump on it, really.
Thank you. Here is the question.
Jan Flemmer, Agence France Presse. Mondo, you said just a while ago that it's basically just you and the bar, a competition between you and the bar, and I think it's fairly telling because you're doing a league of your own in a way. Wouldn't you appreciate someone who's capable of doing 6:10, 6:15 to compete with, and perhaps to give you more of that motivation?
No, but when I said that the competition is between me and the bar, I think I speak for everybody when I say that the competition is between you and the bar, because at the end of the day, everybody has to clear the bar and do whatever they have to do to get over the bar, because it's not a competition where you really play against each other in that way. What I do doesn't really affect the person beside me, and what they do doesn't really affect me, because at the end of the day, you have to go out there and you have to go and jump high and clear whatever bar it may be. So no, I didn't really mean the statement as in it's just a competition within myself because I have no competition. I more just mean that it's a competition within myself because that's how it is and that's how it's always been. Even before I was the best in the world, that's the approach to every competition, because it is you are just competing against the bar, because if you try to make it to where it's something that it's not, like competing against somebody else, then I guess you lose focus on what the actual goal is, and that's to jump as high as you possibly can, because whatever the person beside you does, it doesn't really matter.
Thank you very much. There is a question, please.
Mondo, you started with pole vaulting at a very young age, so despite you are still young, you're competing for many years. During those years, was there any moment when you were mentally tired from training and competing and needed a short break, or you still feel the same passion for pole vaulting?
No, I think it's different. It's a different type of passion, or it's a different type of love that I have. But since from when I was really young, because I think when I was younger, it was more this hunger to try to accomplish these things that I've been able to accomplish, I guess, these past 2 years, because these past 2 years I've been able to do so much to where it's not the same type of hunger in that kind of way, I guess, when I was younger. But I think I love it just as much, and I love going out there and I love competing so very much. And for me, I think it's hard to imagine life without pole vaulting, because I've been doing it for such a long time, and it's so integrated in just my daily life. But no, I mean, I'm jumping really well, and I'm doing it at a really high level, and I'm good at it. So I think that's such a fun thing in itself, to be really good at something. And for me, when I'm really on it and when I'm really feeling good, it just feels like nothing can stop me, and it's such a powerful feeling that I have inside, that I think that it's hard to get tired of that and bored of that.
Yeah, we hope you will never get tired from breaking the records. There is a question, please.
Martin Hašek, Daily Sport. Mondo, can you remember, how you remember your last world record in Clermont-Ferrand with this fantastic atmosphere and with a celebration with Renaud Lavillenie? And the second question is, every time you won a competition, you have a possibility to go for world record. But when will you do? When will you do it then? When you feel that it's the right moment to go higher and try the world record?
Well, I have to be feeling really good, and I have to have everything, I guess, in the right place. And so, I mean, to be able to break a world record, it's not really necessarily just completely a decision that I can make for myself, whether it's just either I want to or I don't want to do it. It's kind of like I need a lot of things to come together in the right way, and I think first off, I need a really good place to jump. I need really good conditions, and I think that, I know that, that's why I guess indoors it's a little bit. I'm probably a little bit more consistent with those higher heights, and I'm a little bit more consistent at shooting at those world record heights, because I don't have to. You don't have to mess with the variables of the wind and bad weather, and so yeah, I mean, for me, I go into every meet 100%, and I'm going to jump as high as I possibly can, and I'm gonna leave everything out there on the track. And you know, I hope that I can attempt a world record every single competition. I know it's maybe not feasible for every time, but I know that for me right now that I'm in that kind of shape, and I'm in that kind of form that I can be pushing world records on any given day, depending on, you know, the conditions and whatever I'm given on the day. So you know, I hope that another one can come pretty soon if everything lines up in the right way.
Yes, please. We have a question.
Hi, question for Mondo. I was just wondering, you sat next to Jan, who's had the world record for 27 years. I was thinking, you've won everything there is, but is that an ambition of yours to finish your career and get a world record that puts it out of sight and hang on to it for decades like Jan?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't really think about it like that all that much. I mean, I think for me, it's I want to make sure that I jump as high as I possibly can jump, and that I don't leave something out there that I think that I could have done a little bit better. And so I think that I just hope that at the end of the career that I had the right jump at the right time, at the right place, at the right height too. And so that I hope that I can put something up there pretty high, and then I think whatever happens after that, it's a little bit out of my control. And so I don't really know if that's something I should think too much about or dwell on too hard. But you know, as far as now, I know that I have some room to go, and I have some higher heights to push, especially if I want to do something like Jan did. I think I have to push that bar a little bit higher, as far as to create some separation from everybody else, or at least some more. So I mean, it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring for sure, and it would be cool. And I mean, I think I'd be lying to say if I said I didn't want that to happen. I would love to hold a record for 30 years or so. That would be amazing. But for me, I think what I can control right now is just try to jump as high as I possibly can, and then, you know, if that happens, that would be sweet.
Thank you very much. More questions? It brings me to ask you, where do you think are human limits in pole vaulting? I know, hard to say, but still, let's speculate a little bit.
Yeah, it is really hard to say, and I guess it depends on a lot of things. It depends on a lot of other variables also. It depends on the advancement of the technology and advancement of the pole vaulting poles, which I would say in the past 30 years or so pretty much haven't advanced very much. I think we're pretty much just jumping on all the same sticks as we were 30 years ago, and which is not a bad thing. I don't think that's a thing that has to be necessarily changed or anything, but you know, I guess it just depends also on other things, because I don't know, but I think that I'm probably one of the better guys to find out what that limit is.
Yeah, thank you very much. More questions? So, it's not the case, then I will have the last question for relax. 100 meters with Shelley and Fraser Price. Would you beat her?
Well, I would like to do it. And I am 100% serious. If she would really like to line up, then we will set it up, because I'm definitely down, and I'm definitely down to do it. And I would really like to see where I'm at, honestly, and not even just necessarily only the competition where I would like to just see what I would do, because honestly, I have no idea what I could do. We would really just have to see, but I would love to do it, truly.
So that's nice. Maybe one year we will do it in Ostrava.
Sure.
This great sprint between Mondo and Shelley. But for now, concentrate on tomorrow jumping, and thank you very much for coming to Ostrava.
Yeah, sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of our press briefing. We hope for tomorrow, watch all the streams and TV broadcast, and we still hope to sell the remaining 700 tickets. Thank you very much for watching our stream.